Atlas Fallen is an action RPG set in a devastated, sand-covered world, ruled by an almighty and merciless sun god who drains the planet, leaving only dust on the surface. The lands of Atlas are dangerous and mysterious places. They are deadly to errant travelers, and you, until you find a divine artifact. This gauntlet is infused with the power to shape the sand, which might be just enough to face the sun god's wrath. Combat in Atlas Fallen starts with this gauntlet, your main source of offensive and defensive capabilities. It only takes a simple button press to cast attacks, and you can equip two main weapons at the same time to intertwine powerful combos. Be versatile with the transforming Doom Cleaver, unleash long-range strikes with the Sand Whip, or pound enemies with a flurry of fists using the Knuckle Dust. Mix and match any two of your preferred combat styles, and watch as each weapon evolves during combat, growing larger and more deadly. The action in Atlas Fallen is fast-paced, agile, and intense. Moving freely on most terrain, you rapidly jump into action, evade attacks, dash through the air, and enjoy truly dynamic gameplay. One of the most unique combat features is the momentum. Every successful attack builds your momentum and grants you the ability to perform special attacks or trigger a wide range of effects in combat. The more momentum you have, the more powerful your weapons become. Be careful, however, as the more your momentum increases, the more damage you take. It's an intricate risk and reward mechanic that constantly encourages you to analyze the fight and choose strategically when to cash in on your potential. Momentum is also heavily tied into playstyle customization in Atlas Fallen. On top of armor sets with different stats to collect and upgrade, and idols to pump up your healing abilities, the game also features more than 150 Essence Stones to completely shape your own way to play. A sandstorm that blows away everything in its path. A giant hammer falling from the sky. Mine traps. A great swirling kick. A leap forward to rush into action, throwing devastating projectiles to keep your distance. The list goes on and on and on. Every Essence Stone combination offers a new way to enjoy fighting in Atlas Fallen. Whether you're an aggressive player, or you prefer shields, debuffs, and healing, Momentum is also cashed out for truly devastating attacks that obliterate enemies. These consume your entire bar, but always deal incredible damage to help you shatter body parts. All these combat tools and abilities will be crucial to face a wide bestiary of wraiths. From packs of small monsters lurking beneath the sand, to gigantic bosses with more advanced movesets, combat requires you to adapt and play wisely. Target and attack specific body parts to incapacitate larger wraiths, disabling their attacks, and making them drop unique resources to further increase your potential. Of course, you don't have to be alone to face the gods. Atlas Fallen is fully playable in online 2-player co-op mode, from start to finish with the least amount of restriction possible. Join any friend to enjoy the full story campaign together, and create builds with strong synergies thanks to diverse Essence Stones designed with cooperation in mind. Protect each other. Heal your partner's wounds. Atlas Fallen Co-op provides a fun and refreshing way to enjoy your journey.
You'll also get to go to places that are completely preserved due to the world and how it is, and hidden from the sun from Thelos. So something that inspired me during Atlas Fallen was Dune. It's really cool to see how Dune approaches sand. And what I found more interesting for me to explore with Dune as a base is to look at other fantasy titles. So going from Lord of the Rings to The Witcher, and understanding how those worlds are constructed and then adding our visual twist. So taking real world examples of quarries and how sand over thousands of years would affect those states has been really interesting for us to explore.
The sand is under our control. It carries us.
We try to think out of the box that we have built for us and make the levels bigger, or the player character faster, or the monsters more interesting.
I think you can really find many things from our previous games in our gameplay mechanics, and this was important for us. We like to preserve many things that we think are cool and that our people can do well and that players like.
We decided to go with like different difficulty levels, but the essence we keep is the body parts, that you're able to target specific body parts of the enemy in order to have like a tactical angle to the combat.
So we really wanted to make the fight be something that anyone can pick up and feel like they're doing fantastic things. They are like swinging their big axes, really having immediate feelings and sensations of power. I believe it is quite easy to pick up Atlas Fallen and start doing some things that people find cool. So the core of the combat system is what we call the momentum.
When the momentum meter is full, you ascend into the air and smash down on the enemy and just leave him in shatters. And that, for me at least, it's super exciting.
The Essence Stones are inspired by the implant, with this idea that the player will be able to tailor their playstyle and their moveset, and will be unlocking progressively new moves, new abilities, passive and active, during the fight for the player.
I think it feels like the game really has two core pillars. One is the combat, the fighting, the action, and one is the exploration of the game world.
Something really cool that I hope players enjoy is getting to these high vantage points in the world and just looking out at what's in the horizon. It's going to be really fun to see how people interact with this and how deep they go into the exploration in Atlas.
For such a grand game, having so much movement freedom is, I think, pretty unique. So there's a lot of choice for the player on how they can play the game and how they can engage with the world.
Atlas Fallen is an action RPG. It's about combat, it's about fast-paced action, fighting, and using all your skills together to bring down cool big monsters.
So I love to work on things that are like action adventure, where you can go into a completely new space, a new fresh land, and really get into the nitty-gritty of exploring and finding hidden mysteries, and being able to artistically develop that even further is just so much fun to do.
I'm always very happy to be in this idea-finding phase and then see how can we really turn it into a real game so that everything works as a whole.
We thought, okay, we did sci-fi in the past, so let's explore fantasy.
The world of Atlas is a unique medieval fantasy world where mighty gods control the fate of mankind, and they really subdued all of humankind.
So you begin your journey as an unnamed, a part of a caravan transporting essence to the golden city of Bethesda.
There are different factions in this game, and I think those you will meet most often in the game are first the fighters and the soldiers of the Thousand-Year Queen. So they're in charge of keeping the pathways clear to move the caravans with the essence through the kingdom, and they're pretty harsh against any human who opposes them.
We have a great level design team who has really worked on trying to figure out how we could get this knowledge from the Surge games and bring it into this new, more fast-paced, movement-oriented world.
The most interesting aspect of the world of Atlas Fallen is its scale and verticality. How can we make sure that the player cannot break out of our world, while also ensuring that they perceive the grandest possible freedom in the way they move and explore?
In order to find out all these things in the world, you have super special abilities. You have the sand gliding, which is basically like surfing down sand dunes and having really fast-paced exploration.
Throughout production, it became faster and faster because we noticed, oh, it's still fun, and it's even more fun if we just tune it up a bit more.
You're completely free to do crazy things and to mix things that are maybe more weird to other players, but if you like that, then maybe it's your play style and you have some very special fun, just do it.
Co-op experience in Atlas Fallen is unique in so far that the game can be experienced from start to finish almost seamlessly.
But aside from that, everything is very flexible, hopping off at any point of the game, any point of the story. They can join with a friend, drop out, continue in solo, continue with another friend.
And that's what I think Atlas Fallen is really good at, because since we have the co-op, like a more experienced genre player can come there to help out his friend.
So there's nothing that touches humans more than the voice. And so we recorded a choir in Sofia specifically for the game, because it's another thing choirs can hardly be mimicked by technology. The intensity of the music changes within combat. So the more intense the combat gets, the more intense the music gets. My main job was to fill the world with sounds and with music, and I say sounds because it's all about sand, it's about essence, it's about this mystical world that you try to discover. My favorite aspect of Atlas Fallen is actually that we have a very special setting and you have a very, very agile way of discovering it. You can surf through it and still there's a lot waiting for you everywhere, and I think this combination is really cool.
I hope everyone will really enjoy the game. We put all of our heart into it. We took a lot of risk again, tried to do new things, and I hope in the end people will feel the passion we put in this project and will enjoy it.
I hope players really enjoy the exploration of the game and really enjoy the fast-paced action that they have, and this combination I hope is unique and give them a lot of fun.
Take up the gauntlet. Liberate mankind. Destroy the sun god. This is Atlas Fallen. With rediscovered power comes hope for humanity. Enslaved for centuries and worshipped to Thelos, you finally have a way to fight back and grow from one of the unnamed to champion of the people on Atlas.
Come, Gauntlet Bearer.
Meet your gargantuan foes with an arsenal of powerful, magical weaponry and skills that turn enemies to dust again. Don't want to cross the deserts alone? Bring a friend to experience this massive action RPG in seamless drop-in, drop-out co-op. Atlas was not always the home of wraiths and buried ruins.
Come, up with you. We have to move.
Thelos, the sun god, stripped its people of everything. Homes, lives, even their names. They are forced to dig and mine and sift through the wreckage of our world for essence, a magical substance that is raised to his glory.
It is mine. Thelos demands it.
You are but one among these millions, venturing across the sands to deliver essence to the capital. Stumbling across the gauntlet opens up a new path for you and humanity. The ability to explore the realm, brimming with things to discover for the eager adventurer and people who need your help.
We've been walking for hours.
I wouldn't complain. We're lucky enough the passage didn't collapse on us.
Crossing the land with your newfound powers is a much easier task than before your discovery. As you explore and empower the gauntlet, your abilities will evolve, letting you fly through the air or glide across the dunes as you see fit. Along the way, submerged structures, chests, and secrets will beckon you to discover them and restore more of the world. Much has been lost, but maybe not forever.
When will you learn? You are unnamed for a reason, and no one will ever notice. One more dead unnamed.
Atlas is a dangerous world, and for the rebellious, even more so. Wraiths stalk the land, eager to shape your grave from the endless dunes. Smaller enemies are quickly dispatched with your ever-evolving weaponry, but stay on your toes for the legendary creatures that will bar your way. Each is a massive and terrifying beast that will take all your skill, guile, and unique strategies to defeat. Every enemy has weak points, joints, limbs, or other places where the liberal application of force can yield great results. Targeting these and choosing the right ones at the right moments is key to success on Atlas against its many foes.
When I heard the stories about this gauntlet bearer, I knew we would cross paths again.
Well, a lot has happened, but let's get to someplace safe.
The gauntlet means the sands themselves become your weapon. Each strike creates momentum, building to a mighty shatter attack that crushes your foes. This gets more and more powerful as you fight, leading to a titanic finale of destructive power. Mix and match the Dune Cleaver, Sand Whip, and Knuckle Dust with more than 100 Essence Stones to build a playstyle that is truly your own. This provides a myriad of combinations of active and passive skills to experiment with and find the best way to bring down each monster you face. Whether you intend to impale your enemies, live through the most devastating attacks, or unleash aerial combos, there's a style for you. Essence Stones are found all over the world, including from smashing parts off your enemies, as well as being specifically crafted by you to get the effects you want. From fluid playstyles to big hits, perfect blocks to dodges and rolls, you determine every part of your build. Exploring and experimenting is half the fun. If that all sounds overwhelming alone, you're in luck. Atlas Fallen supports co-op play with a friend for its entire campaign. A satisfying challenge on its own, in co-op, the possibilities for character builds and team-up attacks are limitless. Execute unique combos and build synergies to even the odds and take the fight to Thelos.
You should have kept in line. I have fought your kind before. And it only led to ruin. I am the order of this world. I am its rule. You may think you have power, but your struggle is futile. I will bury you like the rest of them.
The sand has memories. Memories of our past, when gods walked this world, and our heroes stood amongst them. But the gods' vanity grew, and in their struggle, we were cast away. Only remnants of these stories remain in the sand, in the ruins of this shattered, broken world. Even in ruins, we endure. We won't let go. For now, we can stand for ourselves. And face gods.